Last year's Battle of Thurles was still fresh in everyone's minds, especially those from Galway. This one looked destined to be just as close. Joe Canning, Andy Smith and Damien Hayes hit early scores for the tribe. There had been question marks over the fitness of Ben O'Connor all week. His hamstrings looked untroubled as he again proved Cork's scorer-in-chief. The sides were level 4 times in the opening half. John Gardner had missed a couple of early long-range frees, but the fit again Cork captain was a colossal when at wing-back and made no mistake from play here. It became clear from early on that Cork's discipline would have to be top-notch. Joe Canning was punishing all indiscretions. He converted 6 first-half frees, 2 from inside the Galway half. That helped put aside a point up as half-time approached, and the young full-forward, who'd played much of the half around the middle, nearly made that lead of 1-1. A great catch, but a superb save from Donal O'Cusack. And so it was just the bare minimum between them at the break. Galway made a great start to the second half, and the younger Canning's successful sideline cut, combined with scores from Smith and Ger Farragher, had them 4 points up. But back came Cork with 3 O'Connor frees, reducing the gap to a single point again before the tension spilled over. A yellow card each for Gardner and Smith was all that came out of all of this. Galway fans may have started to sense déjà vu with their lead cut so fine, but this time real character shone through, and some class too. Angus Callanan's score pushed the gap wider again. And John McIntyre's substitutes made a difference too. Kevin Hayes supplied the pass to Canning with 6 minutes left. And Joe Gantley completed the move. It was the fatal blow, and they knew it. Although Cork could actually have changed all that. Niall McCarthy was clean through, but seemed off balance as he took his shot. So Galway fans breathed a collective sigh of relief. Hayes wrapped up the 7-point win. Sweet revenge for last year as the Liam McCarthy dream lives on for John McIntyre's charges.
We had a huge work rate again today, and that's something we've been trying to emphasise really before the games, and just delighted. I think we got the goal at a crucial stage in the second half, and that probably just got us over the line in the end.
A lot of those Cork players have been through a lot, they've given a lot of service. What now do you think for this Cork side and for the future of Cork hurling in the next few years?
Yeah, well, I suppose it's a question on every hurling person's lips really, but I think from the way I view it is that I don't see any major decisions going to be made maybe over the next couple of months. There might be 1 or 2 guys might decide, they've seen enough of action, and a lot of them have played over 10 years plus, but I've spoken to them inside a while ago, and I honestly don't. I think I'll have 99% of them back for the coming year.
Laois's win over Antrim in the previous round didn't seem to raise expectations, from without the squad anyway. Inside Niall Rigney's camp, things were clearly different. Less than 3 minutes on the clock and Owen Costello's point was their 3rd in succession. Limerick weren't even out of the blocks yet. Less than 4 minutes in and the Munster side remained stunned and Laois went for the jugular. Costello charging goal bound. Brian Murray could keep the initial effort out but not the second. By the 6th minute, the Leinster Minnows were 1-5 to no score in front. Limerick finally began to settle and got some points on the board. Gavin O'Mahony and Paul Brown with a devastating run closed the gap to 4. But still, Laois weren't rattled, and their full forward, John Brophy in particular, was troublesome for the Limerick defence. Limerick finished the opening half strongly though, taking 4 of the last 5 points. Brown was actually about to be taken off when he struck an important score to ensure his side was just a goal behind at half-time. And so Brown remained on the pitch. Laois began the second half well too, but then their opponents began to slowly creep closer. James Ryan was a particular thorn in the Laois side. Limerick still weren't performing with any real confidence. Wides were abundant and they relied heavily on the free taking of Andrew O'Shaughnessy to draw them level on the hour. The corner forward also pitched in from play. His fine score with 5 minutes left had them ahead for the first time. Laois tried to strike back, but the experience of the Limerick men told in the end. Donny Ryan and Dave Breen tagged on late points to secure a victory the Munster side hardly deserved. Heartache for Laois, 20 points to 114. Limerick marched to the quarter-finals.
I'll tell you, that was close. I mean, in all fairness to Laois, they played outstanding hurling. Their movement, their striking, their scores, their teamwork, it was as good as we've seen, and I must say, you have to give them credit. We were kind of chasing the game for a long time, and it wasn't good enough really, so we had to kind of sort a few things out, and a few lads came on and made a difference.
I think fitness probably told in the last 5 to 6 minutes of the game, and a little bit of cuteness maybe on behalf of Limerick, but the lads played some fantastic hurling for 66, 67 minutes of that game, and I'm just desperately proud of them. And they're very, very